I love you like I do. No, I do. Don't know why I love you. Don't know why I care. I just want your love to share.
Martin Russell, great result away to Dundalk, yeah?
Yeah, great result. I mean, again, you have to come and play well here to get anything, and I think we've done that in parts of the game. We've also had a little bit of luck at the end, but it's shown a lot of character, coming behind early on in the game and then seeing it through at the end.
You held what's arguably one of the best midfields in the league to like the same way that the UCD love to do.
Yeah, I mean, again, we look at 2 goals the second half, well worked goals, and we're delighted with that. And as you say, all over the park, Dundalk, we're going to ask questions, and midfield, at times we've matched them and we've played well in there. So we're going away pleased with the result, pleased with a lot of performance.
And finally, you mentioned, pleased with the performance. You had a lot of goals were sort of coming from the break, and you managed to get the breakaway play that you haven't gotten that earlier part of the season. Yeah, I mean, we scored. We scored 3 now at Dundalk because we scored 4 and Derry. Shows, we're in some sort of form, but it's all down to hard work too, and you got to keep it going and not rest on it. I know, it looks like it's all down to Dave McMillan.
And Dave McMillan, big part, but as Dave will say, he's only as good as the men around him. So they're all playing for each other, and that's what we have to do.
All right, well, thanks very much. Keith Ward, not the best results against your former club, but you battled hard and you showed a lot of attacking flair towards the end.
Yeah, it's obviously a disappointing result. Obviously UCD are a good team and they're on a good run, but we started the game well, and obviously we wanted to build on the 1-0 lead, but we gave away a bit of a soft penalty. I thought it was a bit harsh, to be fair, and we got it in 1-1 at half time, and then second half kind of another sloppy goal from us to give away, and then they caught us on the counter attack when we had to go for it. But like the way it has been this season, we've gone down a few times and fought back, but obviously it just wasn't enough tonight.
As you mentioned, the penalty decision, do you think maybe it was a bit harsh on the defender?
Yeah, at the time I thought it was very harsh, and I thought he gave it outside the box. Like if he's giving penalties for that, there's 5 or 6 penalties a game. It's like what it is from corners with the holding. But I thought it was harsh, and I thought, to be fair, in the second half we had a Stonewall penalty that wasn't given. But obviously it's just the way it is. Yeah, exactly. But that's just the way it is.
And it's like, let's put tonight aside. Even like it's been a decent enough start for Dundalk this year, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been doing very well. Obviously we're in the top 4. There's a little gap. Well, there was a little gap between us and 5th place, and obviously tonight we were hoping to build on it, but we're not going to be knocked too much by tonight. Obviously it's just a bit disappointing on it, but we'll go to Sligo and hopefully, I know, the top of the league or whatever, but we'll go there and try and win and keep up where we are in the league.
And now you were playing against your former club tonight again. Do you always relish playing against UCD for that one?
Yeah, obviously UCD, Martin's obviously a quality coach, and he always brings through some great young players, and they're a great team to watch, to be fair to UCD. They always get down and play, and you always get a tough game no matter what team they've had over the years. When I was there in the past 2 or 3 years, you're always going to get a tough game, and on their day they're capable of beating anyone in the show is obviously beating Shamrock Rovers and going up to Derry winning 4-2.
I would have said to you, do you get a bit of banter from the other lads? But there's only like 1 or 2 who were there the last time you were there.
I still know obviously a few lads there, and you have a bit of banter, but to be fair, the way it is with Martin, a load of young players come through, and when the players do well, they always move on. There's nothing he can do, so he just brings through the next group of players, and to be fair, it looks like there's a lot of good players there at the moment.
And finally, could I ask you, how could you even, like, I know you've only been here for like 1 series and a bit of games, but like, how could you compare sort of your time at Dundalk here compared to the last time you were here?
Yeah, I suppose it is a bit different. Last time I came from UCD, I didn't really know what to expect, and we had a lot of good players, to be fair, like Jay Bourne, Colin Hawkins, Mark Quigley, and that was all new to me coming in, like with the fans and bit of expectations. But this year I kind of, when I met Stephen, he didn't really have to sell the club to me, that I knew what it was like. It's great down here, and it's a good fan base, and to be fair, I had a feeling that Stephen, I knew he was going to get a good team together, and rightly so, he's got a good team together, and I think we'll still push on and do well this year.
Alright, well, thanks very much. Robbie Benson, great result. Coming to the Dundalk, obviously tough pitch to play on. Good 3-2 win.
Yeah, it was a great win. We played some nice football there. We got off to a bad start, and I think then we just settled into it well and passed the ball well, and we came out in the right end of the result.
I was talking to Dave McMillan earlier, and he mentioned that you have the better facilities in UCD. Does that help you coming into a game? And obviously, as I mentioned, the toughest pitch to come to in Ireland probably.
Definitely, yeah. We trained in AstroTurf twice this week because in preparation for today, and any surface is always top notch in UCD, and we have facilities, and it's a big help going into games.
Dundalk, they've had a decent enough start. It's a considerable amount better than the team you would have played last year, and it must be tough to sort of come and win these away games.
Yeah, definitely, but we have a lot of confidence in ourselves, and the run we're on, we weren't fearing coming here. I know people were putting us down, that the run would come to an end tonight, but thankfully it's another win.
They went a bit gung-ho, and you managed to sort of contain they had some top quality midfield players, like Richie Towell, obviously one of the better ones in the league, Stephen O'Donnell, like John Dillon, and you managed to contain them pretty well and then hit them on the counter-attack, and that was a great, it's something the UCD probably thrive on a bit. Yeah,
we have to play with what's in front of us, and they knocked the ball around well, in fairness to them, and we took us a while to get into it, and I think we need to learn as well when we're ahead to be confident in ourselves and keep playing the way that's getting us the goals.
And finally, after what was a tough start to the season, what's your secret to getting all these great results as of late?
I don't know, it just seems to be the way with us the last couple of years. We start off slow enough, and then we kick on, but when you've Dave not getting goals any time of the year, so I got a few now as well, so that's helping out as well.
Actually, could I just ask you, like you mentioned the tough start, that's something you really need to rectify, because a team playing as well as you do could be a considerable amount higher in the table than you are.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Derry game really shook us. The
huge loss.
Yeah, Mark Langtry got sent off the first game of the season. If that didn't happen, who knows where we could be now. I think we're going to head Bows now tonight, so climbing up slowly and surely. But
alright, well, thanks very much and best of luck. Peter Sherry, tough enough result, you weren't really at fault for any of the goals, but maybe a soft penalty, and it could have gone totally different.
Yeah, we started brightly, goal in the first 2 minutes, and then they got a soft penalty. I don't think it was a penalty. None of the boys seemed to think it was a penalty, but then we didn't really get the rub of the green after that. A few soft goals, but at the end of the day we had chances to win 2 games. and we just didn't take them.
And you mentioned, like they had they got you a lot on the counter attack. Do you think that you maybe pushed a bit too much?
Yeah, I think we went a bit gung ho.
Yeah.
And just get caught out a bit. But fair play to them.
Yeah.
We scored 3 good goals, so can't take that away from them. We just didn't perform.
Your home record is not exactly the best this season, especially with the great away record you found yourself with. So it must be a bit tough on that front.
Yeah, it's hard because we've got to make this place a fortress. We've got to make teams fear coming here. But if we can't win here, then we're not going to do that. So we'll have to get back in the training ground and eradicate that.
And you mentioned you want to make it a fortress. How big an influence is the pitch becoming like in trying to do that? Because you get to play here day in day out, but like other teams don't get the privilege. Like.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams moan about this pitch, but you look around, most of the teams train on AstroTurf.
Yeah.
So they can't come here and moan about our pitch.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, we train on it every day, so that should be an advantage to us.
But how tough is it as a goalkeeper after playing on a pitch like that?
Oh, it takes its toll on you. The joints are sore.
Yeah, and let's put tonight aside. It's been a decent enough start, a considerably better start than last year.
Yeah, anything's a better start than last year, to be honest.
Yeah.
But like every team, we're going to have our
ups and downs.
Yeah, ups and downs. Yeah, but we'll come good. We will come good.
And finally, how have you found Stephen Kenny in comparison to the other managers you've had while you've been at Dundalk or even in other clubs?
Oh, Stephen's been great. He's like compared to last year anyway, he's been a breath of fresh air. He's very professional. He wants everything done right, and fair play. He's got the boys playing well. Fair enough, we had a bit of an off night tonight, but as I say, we'll come good.
You mentioned compared to last year, I'm so tempted to probe you, but I'm not going to get you into any trouble. Thanks very much for speaking to us. Dave McMillan, fantastic result at Oriel Park. What a great game.
Yeah, obviously you're absolutely delighted. Tough place to come. They're on a great run. I think they have 4 out of 5 wins, so to come here and get a win, it's just it tops off what's been a good run for us. And we're now looking forward to the Pats game. Hopefully we can continue our good run in the second round of games. You
mentioned it's been a bit of a good run for you. Like you're beating all the big boys, Dundalk, Shamrock Rovers, and teams in around your area as well as like Bohemians.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people would expect us to compete against the teams around us, but we feel we can challenge any team in the league, and Martin gives us the confidence to go out and bring our good football from training out onto the pitch here, and I think we did that tonight. I think there was some quality goals there, and in the end we had to battle hard to try and keep them out, and happily we could do that.
Showed a major amount of character there, like as in Dundalk just absolutely slaughtered you for that last few minutes.
Yeah, it's so hard to stand up there up front and just try and watch it and really hope that we hang on, and I think it was Curtis Byrne hit the crossbar down the last minute. My heart was in my mouth, but that's the way it goes. You have to battle hard in this league. Wins really don't come easy. You have to really fight hard to get any sort of a victory, and to win here tonight, as I said, is fantastic.
And you yourself, you've had a great season personally in front of goal, like probably one of your best since you've started playing in the League of Ireland.
Yeah, it's probably been, I kind of was looking forward to this season because I knew it was my first full season where I was probably going to be playing up front, and I felt that if I could get a good start off, then the goals would come, and thankfully that's happened. And now it's just try and continue that for the rest of the season and see how far we can go as a team and how many goals I can get as a player.
How important was it today, with Dundalk? Obviously they've arguably one of the strongest midfields in the whole league, and you have to contain those sort of players, the Stephen O'Donnells, the Richie Towells. Like how important was it that they like in the second half they almost didn't get a sniff?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think the two of them are they're really top players, and you could see it tonight. They're very comfortable on the ball. They're happy getting it off the defenders. But I think they kind of went 4-4-2 tonight, and they thought maybe they could press us up high, and that gave us a little bit extra space with 3 in the middle, so we were able to play it around them a little bit. But in saying that, the two lads, I thought their 2 centre mids were exceptional. Really good players, and I think they're going to have a pretty good season if they continue the way they played tonight. I know obviously we've won, but I think they played pretty well and they had plenty of chances. A
player like yourself, who you'd almost strive on teams going for it, and you've got fast players in your team like Gary Burkett, etc. Who can get the ball up to you and break. You caught them on the counter attack a lot tonight.
Yeah, I thought Gary and Robbie Benson both played terrifically, and they're the kind of players that I love playing with. They get the ball into me, and I'm able to play little 1-2s with them, and I think myself and Benson particularly for the second and third goal combined really well, and that's the kind of thing that you want as a striker. You want those players that are comfortable on the ball, that want to give you the ball and want to get it back, and I think if we can continue the way we are playing, things are looking up for us.
And finally, obviously it didn't really make that much of a difference tonight, but you've played here an awful lot, and it's a question you get asked every time you come here. That pitch must be tough to play on.
It's tough. To be honest, once you get going, you don't. It's not too much of a problem, but it does. Your body feels a little bit more the next day. You know, your feet are burning hot on the AstroTurf. I don't know what it is, but you know, we're lucky in UCD. We had the facilities to train on AstroTurf during the week, so we get used to we get used to the surface during the week, and we're able to do that. You know, maybe other clubs aren't as fortunate as that, but personally, I don't mind it that much. I don't know if I'd like to be playing on it every week, but I don't mind coming up there and playing, you know, once, twice a season. It doesn't really bother me.
Alright, well, congrats and best luck for the rest of the year.